Some hunters didn't carry weapons, they carry patience. After the wedding, Kola became something nobody expected. He wasn't harsh, he wasn't violent. He became agreeable. Every morning, he greeted Madame Kemi with respect. He listened more than he spoke. He laughed softly at her stories, and slowly he earned her trust. "You're different from the men I know. I learn by observing, Ma." That was how the questions began. Small ones. Who founded this branch of the company? My late partner. Why? Just curious. Another day. These land documents are old. You like history too much. She didn't notice the pattern, because when power feels safe, it stops watching. Meanwhile, Zinne began to change. Kola didn't shout, he didn't control her. He spoke calmly. You don't need insults to be respected, and you don't need boredom to be powerful. Still, she listened. He defended her once, corrected her gently when she crossed a line, and when she cried after a bad call with friends, he didn't mock her. Being feared is lonely. That was when Zinne began to like him, not the marriage. She dressed for dinner, asked his opinion, smiled without arrogance. Until one afternoon, she entered her mother's study and froze. Kola stood over open files, stamped documents, land records. "What are you doing?" He closed the file slowly, learning the family business. She laughed, uneasy. "My husband suddenly likes paperwork." She stepped closer. He slid the file away. That night, doubt settled in. She noticed how often he asked about the past, how he remembered dates better than stories, how carefully he listened when elders spoke. She confronted him. "Kola, what exactly are you looking for?" He studied her, then smiled. "If I told you, you wouldn't sleep well." The smile wasn't cruel, it wasn't kind, it was calculated. Later that night, Kola stood by the window, phone to his ear. "I'm inside now. She trusts me. We're close. Prepare everything." Behind him, Zinne stood in the doorway, unseen, her heart pounding. For the first time, she understood something terrifying. She didn't know the man she was falling for. When trust is earned too easily, it's usually being spent elsewhere.